You've seen the Instagram version of Japan, cherry blossoms, neon-lit streets, bowls of ramen that look like they belong in a museum, and you've probably heard the talk, Japan is so affordable right now, the yen is at historic lows, go before it gets expensive. Here's the thing, the yen is shifting, Japan just rolled out new tourist taxes in 2026, and a lot of the Japan is cheap content you're watching, it was filmed 2 years ago before any of that happened. So what does a Japan trip actually cost right now in real dollars for a real person, not a TikTok influencer with a brand deal? I ran the numbers, every flight, every hotel, every bowl of ramen, every new fee nobody's talking about. Let's get into it. The one dining trap to watch for in 2026, some restaurants in heavily touristed areas are adding service charges or foreigner menus with higher prices. It's not widespread, but it's happening. Ask before you sit down if something feels off. This is where the costs have changed the most and where most budget guides are out of date. Let's start with the big one. Himeiji Castle, Japan's most famous and beautiful castle, used to cost about $7 to enter. As of 2026, foreign visitors pay roughly $20 to $25. That's a 3 to 4 times increase. Himeiji's mayor has been very public about this. They're using foreign tourist revenue to fund preservation. Kyoto has increased its accommodation tax and is discussing entry fees for over-touristed areas. Nothing final yet, but the direction is clear. More fees are coming. Mount Fuji now has climbing fees and visitor caps during the summer season. The days of just showing up and hiking are over. For a 10-day trip hitting the major sites, temples, castles, museums, maybe a day at Universal Studios or Disney Sea, you're looking at roughly $250 to $400 in attraction costs. That includes a few free attractions too, because Japan still has plenty of those. Temples like Sensoji in Tokyo are free. Walking around Arashiyama in Kyoto is free. Parks, neighborhoods, shrines, free. One tip, if you're visiting multiple temples in Kyoto, the combined tickets at places like Higashiyama can save you $10 to $15. Not life-changing money, but it adds up. Alright, let's put it all together. Here's what a 10-day Japan trip actually costs in 2026. Mid-range, the trip I've been describing, comes out to roughly $3,425. Here's the breakdown. Flight, $1,100. Accommodation, $1,370, $137 per night. Food, $450, $45 per day. Transport, $305. Attractions, $200. That's $342 per day all in. Roughly $3,400 to $3,500 depending on where you fly from and when. Now let me give you the other tiers. Budget, flying from the West Coast in shoulder season, staying in business hotels, eating ramen and konbini strategically, skipping the big theme parks, roughly $2,200 total, about $220 a day. Comfort. Nicer hotels, a few splurge meals, cherry blossom season flights, a ryokan stay, roughly $5,000 to $5,500, about $500 to $550 a day. Is that expensive? It depends entirely on how you travel. Compared to a week in Paris or London, Japan is actually comparable or slightly cheaper at the mid-range. Compared to Southeast Asia, obviously more. But you're not choosing between Japan and Thailand, you're choosing between Japan and not going to Japan. Before I give you my honest verdict on whether Japan is still worth it, let me give you 5 specific ways to bring these numbers down. Real things you can do, not just travel hack bro. 1. Fly in shoulder season, November or late January to early February. You'll save $300 to $600 on flights alone compared to cherry blossom season, and the weather is still perfectly fine. November in Kyoto with the autumn leaves, spectacular. 2. Stay 3 stops from the main station. I said it earlier, but it's worth repeating. Shinjuku hotels charge for the zip code Koenji, Asagaya. Any neighborhood 3 to 5 stops out will save you $40 to $60 a night. 3. Make lunch your main meal. Japanese restaurants often have lunch sets, teishoku at $8 to $12 that would cost $25 to $35 at dinner. Same food, smaller portions maybe, but half the price. Eat your nice meal at lunch, go casual for dinner. 4. Skip the JR Pass unless you're doing serious distance. Buy individual Shinkansen tickets, use SmartEX for discounts, and load a Suica on your phone for everything else. 5. Mix paid attractions with free ones. For every Himeiji Castle you pay for, visit a free temple or neighborhood that's just as memorable. Fushimi Inari, Nara Park, Shinjuku Gyoen at $3. These are some of the best experiences in Japan and they cost almost nothing. So is Japan still worth it in 2026? With the yen strengthening, the new tourist taxes, the rising accommodation costs? Here's my honest take. Japan is still one of the best value destinations in the developed world. The food is world-class and still shockingly affordable. The public transportation is the best on the planet. The culture, the history, the sheer density of things worth seeing in a single country, there's nothing else like it. But the window where Japan felt cheap for Americans, that window is closing. 2 years ago, a yen at 150 to the dollar made everything feel like a discount. Now with the yen strengthening and new fees rolling out, you need to go in with realistic expectations. A surprising number of people who plan Japan trips go in with rose-colored glasses. They see the cherry blossom photos, they hear Japan is so affordable, and they don't budget for the new reality. Then they come home stressed about money instead of amazed by what they saw. Don't be that person. Budget $3,500 for a mid-range 10-day trip, adjust up or down based on your style, and go in with your eyes open. Japan in 2026 is still the trip of a lifetime. It's just not the bargain it was 2 years ago, and honestly, that's okay. Some things are worth paying for. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment below. Have you been to Japan recently? What did you actually spend? I read all of them and love hearing different perspectives, even if you think these numbers are way off. I'll see you in the next one.